Hey guys, hope everybody is having a fantastic day today. Today's video is a little different than what I normally do. It's not a gear review or a tutorial, but it's a Q&A. And I've never done a Q&A video before. So I'm just going to try to get through some questions that people ask me that I wanted to ask and on camera. You guys can hear my responses, hear my thoughts on what I really think about some of these things. And maybe you'll get to know me a little bit better through this. So first question is, do I prefer shooting photos or videos more? And that kind of depends, I guess, on what I'm doing or what I'm shooting. I definitely prefer video. When it comes to photos, I probably overall prefer shooting landscapes and maybe like individual portraits more than maybe group photos. I've actually never photographed a wedding. I've filmed many weddings, but I've never photographed a wedding, and it's partly because it stresses me out a little bit, to be perfectly honest, with like all the many photos that you need for this and that, and I don't, want to mess anything up for the bride or the family, and I'd much rather video and create an artistic, visually compelling story through video. But I do enjoy taking photos, and I definitely take quite a few. But at the end of the day, I definitely feel more fulfilled, I guess you could say, or creatively inspired with video and creating content that moves, I guess you could say. All right, next question. What is the best camera I can recommend for people when they're starting out in photography? I would probably point people towards the Canon M50 Mark II. It's a kind of good middle of the road camera, I think, for both photo and video. It takes different lenses, so it's not EF lenses like it would be for the the Mark IV or what you could use with an adapter on the R series. So it's not one of those cameras that you could graduate the lenses from that into bigger cameras, but it is a great camera, and they've got a great variety of lenses for it. And I know several people that have used it to start out with, and I've been very impressed with the footage. So Canon M50 Mark II, I think would be a great one to start with. All right, next question: Canon versus Sony. This is a good one. Okay, this is like the argument of people who are into trucks. It's always like Chevy versus Ford. So Canon versus Sony, and I gotta say, because I started with Canon and it's what I've used, I definitely prefer Canon. But if I'm gonna be really fair, there's not much of a difference. And in all reality, I have been very impressed with Sony. Their color science is a little different than Canon's, and I think I still prefer Canon's color science over Sony. But Sony is doing a phenomenal job with small form factor cameras, great 4K video, camera bodies that don't overheat like the R5, and they just have all around phenomenal photo and video quality. But at the end of the day, Canon is really picking up their game finally and really putting out some good cameras. So sorry. I'm getting a little choked up talking about Canon versus Sony. Goodness.
Anyways.
So I would say my personal preference is Canon. Again, I started with Canon. I love their products. They've been around for a long time, so they're just really trusted. And there's a lot of lenses for Canon, which is another great factor as well. But at the end of the day, it's whatever works best for you and which camera body or which system you prefer and which meets your needs best. All right, next question. What is the best audio setup? And this is a good question. Audio is something that can make or break your project. As far as like a lav setup or something that's wireless or kind of mobile, I love the Tascam DR10L mics. This runs with just a mini SD that you pop inside here, records directly to this. It doesn't send it to your camera wirelessly like the Sennheiser mics do. But this is a phenomenal mic. I have a couple of these. I use them all the time. They work really well. They come in around like maybe 180. So they're not like cheap, but they're very good and very reliable. But if you're using an iPhone and you want something quick and easy and plug and play, there are a lot of great options off Amazon where you can just like through a lightning adapter, plug it into your iPhone, and you're basically good to go. They'll have like a 10 or 15 foot cord, so you don't have to be like right in front of your iPhone if you're recording like that. And so those are some great options as well that are like 30 bucks, if that. The other mic system that I've been really interested in and have thought about, not for client work, but for my YouTube, would be the DJI mics. Really love the form factor and just the plug and play use with those. I think they're probably a great system, but again, they're like $200 or $300, so they're not cheap if you're just starting out. But that would be something else that I would definitely look into. What is the best drone I would recommend? If you're just starting out with drones, I would probably recommend the DJI Air S2. I don't own it, but from everything I see, it seems like the best all-around drone for price, travel size. It's so small, but the camera quality is really, really pretty good for what you get with the price. So I'd probably say the DJI Air S2 would be your best bet to start out with. All right, here's a bit of a bigger question, but how do you get started in photography or videography? And I get this question quite often, and I just tell people, just start taking photos, just start taking pictures, post them to social media. Most everyone has a social media platform, whether it's Facebook or Instagram. So post there, post consistently, let people see what you're doing. And I can guarantee you, as you try to take better and better photos and learn the craft as good as you can, people are gonna notice that. And for me, I think some of my early jobs, I landed because I just started posting consistently. So I started getting pictures for like senior photo shoots. I got a wedding that I did for free from someone because they knew that I was getting into video, and I cringe when I see it. I don't actually want to see it anymore because it's so bad. But you know, that's where I got started, and everyone kind of starts there. So just start making content, posting it, be consistent. Don't keep it a secret, because if it's a secret, they're not gonna know about it and they won't hire you. So let people know what you're doing, and just have fun with it. People are gonna pick up on your creativity, and I can guarantee you, most likely, sooner than you think, you will land your first paid job. Free is okay, but paid is even better. All right, last question on the list. This is a good one, and this one is kind of a hot topic in the industry right now. What are my thoughts on AI in the photo and video industry? Well, that is a great question. It's been really, really interesting just in the last 6 months to see how AI has just exploded into the photo and video realm. And to be honest, I'm a little bit skeptical. I definitely want to see where it's going to go, how it's going to help. I definitely think there are good aspects to it. What concerns me is that people's creativity and work just won't be authentic anymore. And that's what makes the creative process what it is, I think, is it's tapping into real human minds to produce a creative product and a result that is unique and something that we can appreciate. But when it's being done by a computer, is it really being creative? I understand in a pinch, if you need Photoshop to fix a mistake that couldn't be helped, sure, I get that. But it kind of makes you feel like you can't trust anything you might see now, because you're like, oh, maybe it's Photoshopped, I don't know. Maybe it's not real. You know, I want to say that I hope every real photographer and videographer will not abuse that system. Unfortunately, there probably will be people that will, but I want to think that the true blue videographers, photographers will appreciate the process it takes to achieve a certain photo or a video project, which AI is not doing as much with video, but you know, with photos, so you know, I could post a photo that I went to the Rocky Mountains and grabbed this incredible scenic photo, but did I actually do it? You know, I think we appreciate the hard work it takes to get there, to climb the mountain, to take the picture. And so I hope that, you know, people will stay honest and stay true to being genuinely creative through that process. But that's a big one, and it's definitely got, you know, some, like I said, it's definitely got some uses to fix mistakes, write scripts, write video ideas. I think that's okay, as long as it's still something that you want to do and something that is maybe on brand for what you would create. I think when you just start letting it make all your decisions for you, then it just kind of doesn't seem as genuine. So it'll be interesting to see how filmmakers and photographers take advantage of these new groundbreaking tools that are literally changing and expanding daily, it seems. But I think we're going to see a lot of crazy things coming out over the next year in terms of AI and tools. I just, you know, I don't want to lose my job. I love what I do. I love being creative, and I want to be creative and be helpful for clients and help people out. I don't want clients to just not hire me because they can just go online and have AI create whatever they need. If that's something that is done, okay, cool, we'll figure something else out. But I love what I do, and I don't want a computer to take over my job. Maybe that's what it comes down to. I hope you guys enjoyed today's Q&A video. If you found some value in that, please hit that subscribe button. If you want to see a video on how to become highly efficient with some fun filmmaking accessories, check this video out right here, and I will see you guys in the next video.